4. Hey there, Griff Hamlin here from Blues Guitar Unleashed. Welcome, thanks for joining me today. Today I wanted to show you just kind of a cool acoustic riff. Now, this is kind of a combination of like a little bit Robert Johnson, a little bit Eric Clapton, a little bit Buddy Guy. I kind of got these things from different sources. I'd say if I had to pick like the main source, it's very much a Robert Johnson style thing, particularly on the A. But what it's going to involve is really taking our basic blues in E chords. So we have E, which, you know, fingers in the normal way, right? If we lift up our third finger, it could become an E7. But there's another way to make this into an E7, and that's to add our pinky at the 3rd fret D on the 2nd string. Okay, so that's adding in that D. If you take the root, you go down a whole step, that gives you the flatted 7th of the chord. And so I just sort of gave it a rhythm. Okay, this is, I'll say, not necessarily a rhythm from a specific song. I've heard this idea in various places. But what I'm doing is I'm sort of using that basic blues rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm not saying the and. Now you might say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that would be fine too. But I'm thinking 1 and 2 and 3, or 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, or some people say triplet, triplet, trip. I don't care. As long as you have 3 counts and you play on the 1st and 3rd, everything's good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 1, 2, and and I'm going to add that pinky on the of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I've done my 4 bars, my first 4 bars of the 12-bar blues. So I'm going to go to A. Now, we're going to go from basic A, which you probably already know, A major, right? And I'm barring across the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings on the 2nd fret. If I add my pinky to that A up top on the 5th fret of the 1st string, I get a different voicing. I don't know that it has a name. It's still A. It's still A, C sharp, and E. So fundamentally, it's still an A. But what I can do is take that A and bring it back to a G. And I'm going to do it in the same rhythm as I did before. So again, I'm going from A to A7. Just like I went from E to E7 by taking the top note and bringing it down a whole step. Take it to the top note, bring it down a whole step. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to E, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now B is going to be a little bit tricky because I can't reach the 7th fret. I need this. Right? If I take A, leave out the open string, slide it up 2 frets, it's now B. So I'm going to do a little shuffle. Okay? I'm going to do a little finger shuffle. I'm going to go from B, which is basic bar B. First finger's on the B, 3rd finger is barring the rest of the chord. The top string is just getting muted out. I'm going to go from here, and immediately I'm going to switch. So notice my 3rd finger, I'm going to switch to my 1st finger and put my pinky up on that high B. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now down to A, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4. And you could go on the last bar, you could stay on the E, you could go back to the B. If you happen to know a turnaround, you could go from the B down to the A, and then you could play like a turnaround. And I have those in other videos, so I don't want to get too crazy with that right now, but any turnaround option would work. That's kind of the way the blues is, right? We can mix and match, so we can have some fun with it. So it's fundamentally a simple riff. All I'm doing is going from a major chord and taking the top root of the chord and bringing it down a whole step. And it seems very, very simple. Depending on the groove, you could do all kinds of, crazy things. Right, stuff like that. I could go. I can do so many different things that are all going to sound various shades of bluesy when I do this. And really, I want you just to be familiar with the move. This is something that I consider a move a little bit more than a lick or a riff, because it's just something that's so common and so easy to do, and you can just kind of put it in lots of little places. And it always works well. Most of the time it works well. If your ear tells you that it works, then it works. It's that kind of thing. So it's not the sort of thing where you have to play it on the beats I've given you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't have to do it that way. You could 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. If you want, it doesn't necessarily matter. Just whatever you do, you probably want to be fairly consistent with it. But I'd encourage you to try a whole bunch of different options. Okay, it's just a fun move. Again, you can do it on an acoustic guitar. It's the way I've got. You can, of course, totally do it on an electric guitar. Works just fine. Works great. All right. You can even do it with overdrive. Like it's a cool sound no matter what you do. You could go right. I could go from the 7th to the root. Any of those will work. Okay, sky's the limit. Lots of fun things. So I know it's quickie today. Just a fun idea I wanted to throw out to you. Hope you dig it. Hope you have some fun. Experiment with it. Play around with it. As always, if you got guitar playing friends you think would dig the video, I hope you'll share it with them. On YouTube, youtube.com/bluesguitarunleashed. Check me out at bluesguitarunleashed.com. I'll leave links near this video to get my free 4-note solo class. Sign up for the email list. All those kinds of things. Fun stuff. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care.